estimating the cost of tractor power, or estimating the cost of operation, estimating the cost, the cost of operation of the tractor, or estimating the cost of operation of the tractor or any implements like plough, harrow, cultivator, seed drill, etc. So estimating the cost of it is a actually comes under economics, but there are some terms, and you have to write these terms and the formula. So okay, so all of you should have the notebook. Okay, all of should have the notebook and pen, so that you will write these terms and the formula which are required to solve the problems, different problems. So be sure with pen and notebook. The cost of operation of the tractor or implement is divided under two heads: fixed cost and operating cost. There are two costs: fixed cost and the operating cost. There are two costs: fixed cost and the operating cost. Write down this in your notebook. Write down it in notebook. Write down these things in the notebook. Come on fast, because these things are required to solve the problem. So write down it in the notebook, because there are some formulas and the terms. The cost of operation of the tractor is divided into two heads known as fixed cost and the operating cost. Operating cost is also known as a variable cost. Okay, it is also known as a variable cost, fixed cost and the operating cost. So in fixed cost, there is depreciation, interest on the capital, housing, insurance, and taxes. Have you finished writing this? Give the heading: estimating the cost of operation of the tractor and implements. Give the heading. Give the heading this. Then write down the cost of operation of the tractor is divided under two heads known as fixed cost and the operating cost. Operating cost is also known as a variable cost and the fixed cost, and write down this. Okay, have you written? Depreciation means this comes under the fixed cost. Have you written or not? Just put in the chat box if you have finished writing this one.
Yes, sir.
Or
Yes, sir.
you can speak because my headphone is not proper working.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
okay, thank you. Okay, now we will see the next one, the operating cost. In operating cost, write down the fuel cost, then lubrication or oil cost. Lubrication means it is oil cost, repair and maintenance, and the last one is wages. Wages of operator, or you can say driver, tractor driver. Wages of operator. This will come under the operating cost. Write down the operating cost. This value means these terms. Okay. Fuel cost, lubrication cost or the oil cost, repairs and maintenance. This formulas are not required actually. Repair and maintenance, and then wages of operator and driver. Have you finished this,
Yes.
Vedant? Okay. So those who haven't finished it, so write down operating cost as a fuel cost, lubricant cost or lubrication, or the oil cost, repair and maintenance, and wages of the operator. We have to calculate all these things. Okay. Now the actual formula and the definition you have to write down uh, in under the fixed cost. Okay. Under fixed cost, the first term is depreciation. The first term is depreciation. Write down this definition. It is the loss of value of a machine with the passage of time. It is the loss of value of a machine with the passage of the time. म्हणजे आता समजा आपण मोटरसायकल घेतली, कार घेतली, म्हणजे तुम्ही ट्रॅक्टर जरी घेतला आणि समजा तो 5 वर्षांनी विकायचा जर असेल तर त्याची डिप्रिशिएशन व्हॅल्यू, मराठीमध्ये त्याला घसारा म्हणतात, घसारा. ओके, त्याची डिप्रिशिएशन व्हॅल्यू काढतो. So it is the loss of value of machine with the passing of the time. So depreciation is calculated. Write down this formula also, this definition also, and this given means this is what is D is denoted by what is C, what is H and L. So write down the definition and the formula. D is equal to C minus S divided by L into H. So D is the depreciation per year. So all these things are calculated per year means they are calculated in rupees per hour. All these things are calculated in rupees per hour. So C minus S, write down this formula divided by L into H. What is C? C is the capital investment. Capital investment, or you can say initial value. If we are having some problem. Okay, so initial value or the original cost of the tractor. Say it is 7 lakh, 6 lakh, or if plow is, if we bring the plow cost will be less. It is say 50,000, 60,000 depending on its type and like that. So, okay. So, depreciation per rupees per hour, it will be calculated in rupees per year or rupees per hour, can be, or it can be calculated in this. So C is the capital investment or the initial value of the machine. Say 6 lakh, 7 lakh, whatever may be the value of the tractor किंवा मग प्लाऊ, हॅरो, कल्टिवेटर जर घेतला असेल तर त्याची काय 40,000, 50,000 वगैरे असेल. S is the salvage value. Salvage value is also known as the junk value. तुम्ही इकॉनॉमिक्स मध्ये शिकला असेल कदाचित किंवा नसेल पण इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज अ जंक व्हॅल्यू. Salvage value is also known as a junk value. It is also known as a junk value. तर तो किती घेतला जातो? 10% ऑफ द कॅपिटल ऑर द इनिशियल व्हॅल्यू ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर. 10%. सॅल्वेज व्हॅल्यू किती घ्यायचं? 10%. म्हणजे समजा 1 लाखचं आपण जर घेतलं, 1 लाख इन्व्हेस्टमेंट जर केली असेल तर त्याच्या 10% म्हणजे किती होईल? ते 10,000. So salvage value will be the 10,000. Okay. H is the number of working hours per year. H हे काय असतं? द नंबर ऑफ वर्किंग, हे पण लिहा तुम्ही, वर्किंग आवर्स पर इयर. आता समजा आपण ट्रॅक्टर जर घेतला तर त्यांनी कमीत कमी एका वर्षाला 1,000 तास काम केलं पाहिजे. लक्षात घ्या, तुम्हाला फिल इन द ब्लँक्सला विचारतात. ट्रॅक्टरनी कमीत कमी एका वर्षाला 1,000 तास काम केलं पाहिजे. आणि समजा तुम्हाला प्लॉईंग करायचंय तर प्लॉईंग साठी तुम्ही 300 ते 400 तास वापरलं पाहिजे प्लॉईंग साठी वर्षासाठी. प्लॉईंगचे ऑपरेशन, तर हे कळलं पाहिजे की वर्षाला तुम्ही 1,000 तास तरी ट्रॅक्टर वापरला पाहिजे तर तो इकॉनॉमिकल. कारण ट्रॅक्टर हे काय आपल्याला कार किंवा बाकीच्या व्हेकल सारखी शो साठी आपल्याला काय पार्किंग मध्ये लावून ठेवायचं नाहीये. ओके. अँड एल इज द सर्व्हिस लाईफ ऑफ द मशीन. मशीन, मशिनरी, ट्रॅक्टर. ट्रॅक्टरची सर्व्हिस लाईफ हे फिलिंग तुम्हाला याच्यामध्ये टाकणार आहे, फिलिंग द ब्लँक्स मध्ये किंवा याच्यामध्ये. ट्रॅक्टरची सर्व्हिस लाईफ किती घ्यायची? 10 इयर्स. ट्रॅक्टरची सर्व्हिस लाईफ किती घ्यायची? 10 इयर्स. आणि इम्प्लिमेंटची सर्व्हिस लाईफ 7 ते 8 वर्ष असते. इम्प्लिमेंट प्लाऊ, हॅरो, कल्टिवेटर काय. आणि हेच मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की वर्किंग आवर्स किती असले पाहिजे, हे एच एच किती असला पाहिजे वर्किंग आवर्स ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर, कमीत कमी पर इयर, एका वर्षाला 1,000 तास वापरला पाहिजे तर तो इकॉनॉमिकल होईल. आणि सर्व्हिस लाईफ किती घ्यायची प्रॉबेबली ट्रॅक्टरची? इट शुड बी ए 15 इयर्स. इट शुड बी 15 इयर्स. So write down all these terms. Type actually, so type and let me know that if you have finished or not. Have you finished writing this fixed cost? It is the loss of value of machine with the passing time. This is the definition, and this is the formula to calculate depreciation, and these are the notations. So if you have finished, you can speak and tell me that. Okay, Vedant, you have finished. Shivam Mali, you have finished. Okay, Rutuja. Okay, Nikita. Okay, thank you. Then we will see the next term, interest. Interest is calculated on the average investment of the tractor. Tractor किंवा implement असेल. Taking into consideration, okay, interest is calculated on the average investment of the tractor, taking into consideration the value of the tractor in the first and the last year. आता फर्स्ट इयर म्हणजे घेतल्यानंतर फर्स्ट इयरची व्हॅल्यू काय असते? फर्स्ट इयर म्हणजे ही जी व्हॅल्यू जी असते, इट इज युअर सी. सी म्हणजे कॅपिटल इन्व्हेस्टमेंट. आणि लास्ट इयरची व्हॅल्यू म्हणजे सॅल्वेज व्हॅल्यू असते. आता तुम्हाला जर एखादी गोष्ट जर एक्सपायर झाली तर ती काय आपण भंगारात विकतो. भंगारात जे विकतो ना, इट इज सॅल्वेज व्हॅल्यू इज ऑल्सो नोन ॲज अ स्क्रॅप व्हॅल्यू. सॅल्वेज व्हॅल्यू इज ऑल्सो नोन ॲज अ स्क्रॅप व्हॅल्यू. म्हणजे 1,00,000ला आपण जर एखादी जर गोष्ट जर घेतली आणि ती आपल्याला 10-12 वर्षानंतर फेकून द्यायची, then it becomes a scrap. That salvage value will be only 10,000. 10% of the initial value. 1 lakh जर असेल तर त्याच्या 10% म्हणजे 10,000. तुम्हाला 12 वर्षाने फक्त 10,000च मिळतील त्याचे. म्हणून लास्ट इयरची व्हॅल्यू ही काय असते? सॅल्वेज व्हॅल्यू, और इट इज ए स्क्रॅप व्हॅल्यू, इट इज अ जंक व्हॅल्यू. And interest is calculated on the average of the initial investment of the tractor and the salvage value. Average of that means it is divided by 2, multiplied by I, divided by H. So where I is the interest per hour. This is I actually. This is the interest. Means this is also, see, not necessarily this one. Okay. So this is also calculated in rupees per hour. It is also calculated in rupees per hour. How it will be in rupees per hour? This interest, when it is divided by the working hours. H is the working hours per year. I is the interest. Small I is the interest in percentage. Interest in the percentage, it will be converted into the फ्रॅक्शन. त्याला आपण 100 नंतर डिवाइड करू. समजा 12% इंटरेस्ट असेल, आपण पतपेढीकडून घेतो, बँकेकडून कर्ज घेतो आणि त्याचं समजा काय 14-15 किंवा 15% व्याज आहे. मग ते 15% न लिहिता काय करायचं? 15 डिवायडेड बाय 100 म्हणजे 0.15 इथं करा. पर्सेंटेज मध्ये असेल, जरी असेल तरी ते फ्रॅक्शन मध्ये करा. आणि प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह करताना आपण ते बघू. आणि डिवायडेड बाय एच. एच इज द वर्किंग आवर्स पर इयर. सो राईट डाऊन दिस टर्म्स. Write down these terms.
झालं सर लिहून.
H is same, so we'll take that H. So write down about this. Okay, there is some. Okay, right now we have already written what is C and H, so no problem of that. Has gone. So I is the interest per hour, small I is the percentage rate of interest per year. Write down this term related to interest and the formula and the notations. Tell me if you have finished about this interest. Come on, fast. Write down this term related to interest. And if you have finished, you can speak, no problem, because
सर फिनिश झालंय.
it's, you can directly speak that you have finished this or not. Why the students are
Yes
still
sir,
joining? Okay,
finished.
okay, Atharva, you have finished. Okay, 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 okay. So interest, you are taking interest. It is good thing that you are taking interest. This is the interest is another thing. There is a bank interest. Okay, if you don't have any interest, then there is means life is not interesting. If you don't have interest about anything, then life will be useless. Okay, 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 okay. This is another philosophical thing. It is not related. Okay. If you have finished the interest writing these things, then we will see what is housing. Okay, write down this. In short, you can write down these terms. Housing is taken. Just not okay. Housing is calculated on the basis of prevailing rates in the locality. In general, you can write that from this. Housing is taken as 1% of initial cost of the tractor per year. समजा तुम्ही 10 लाखाचा ट्रॅक्टर जर घेतला किंवा 1 लाख आपण इन्व्हेस्टमेंट केलं तर किती 1000. Housing is taken as 1% of initial cost of the tractor. Then insurance also. In short, you write insurance is taken as 1% of initial cost of the tractor. Insurance charge is calculated on the basis of the actual payment to the insurance company, and taxes is calculated the same as 1% of the initial cost of the tractor. तुम्ही शॉर्ट मध्ये हाऊसिंग पण 1%, इन्शुरन्स 1% आणि ट्रॅक्टर पण 1% घेतो आपण इनिशियल कॉस्ट ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर ऑर द मशिनरी. आता हाऊसिंग म्हणजे काय नेमकं? हाऊसिंग म्हणजे तुम्ही आता पार्किंगसाठी आपण कारला काहीतरी शेड वगैरे असते किंवा घरामध्ये थोडी जागा असते किंवा ट्रॅक्टरला पण आपण थोडंसं हे करतो, तर त्याला पण आपण थोडी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट केलेली असते ना, ते आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करतो. आपल्या गावाला भरपूर जागा वगैरे असते पण सिटीमध्ये तसं नसतं. मग त्याची पण कॉस्ट काढली पाहिजे. मग आपण ते 1% ऑफ द इनिशियल कॉस्ट ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर हे कळलं. हाऊसिंग म्हणजे काय की एखादी पत्र्याची शेड केली किंवा काहीतरी ट्रॅक्टर आपण लावण्यासाठी काहीतरी केलं, तिथे जागा लागली, पत्र्याची शेड बनवल्याला काहीतरी आपल्याला इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करावं लागली, तर ते हाऊसिंग म्हणजे. इन्शुरन्स माहिती तो ऍक्च्युली आपण कंपनीला हे करतो. इट इज टेकन ॲज 1% ऑफ, हे शॉर्ट मध्ये लिहा. हाऊसिंग इज टेकन ॲज 1% ऑफ कॉस्ट ऑफ ट्रॅक्टर. इन्शुरन्स ऑल्सो ऑफ the taxes 1% of taxes. Okay, have you written this or not? Means I already told you that. Okay, have you finished this one? Which one? Housing, insurance, and taxes. Write down housing 1% of initial cost, taxes 1%, and also okay insurance and taxes the 1%, 1%, 1%. Just write down this term housing, insurance, and taxes. Try to finish as early as possible.
Completed sir.
If you have finished, just okay. Have you finished the Prachan? Have you finished or not yet? Okay. Okay. Then we'll see the next term. We have seen actually the fixed cost. Now operating cost, or it is also known as the variable cost. Operating cost is also known as operating cost, also known as a variable cost. Okay. So write down these things in operating cost. First is fuel cost. Second is write down these all terms. इट इज कॅल्क्युलेटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऍक्च्युअल फ्युएल कन्झम्पशन ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर. म्हणजे आता ट्रॅक्टरला समजा एका तासाला 6 लिटर 7 लिटर ट्रॅक्टर 6 लिटर 7 लिटर डिझेल लागेल. मग ते आपल्याला रुपीज पर आवर मध्ये करता येईल ना. समजा 7 लिटर त्यांनी एका तासाला समजा 80 रुपये लिटर डिझेल असं आपण म्हणू. मग 80 गुणिले 7 7 8 56 म्हणजे 560 रुपये हे एका तासाला लागले. एक सॉरी एका तासाला लागले. मग आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेशन करता येईल. इट इज इट इज कॅल्क्युलेटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऍक्च्युअल fuel consumption of the tractor, fuel cost. Then lubrication cost, it is also known as oil cost. Lubricant or oil cost, which is calculated, charges for lubricants or oil should be calculated on the actual consumption in general. It may be taken as 30 to 35% of the fuel cost. आपण मगाशी म्हटलं की 560 रुपये हे फ्युएलची कॉस्ट झाली. मग 560च्या 35% किंवा 560च्या 30%, 30% काय करायचं, लुब्रिकेशन कॉस्ट किंवा ऑइल कॉस्ट असेल. रिपेअर अँड मेंटेनन्स जनरली आपण 10% देतो. इट व्हेरीज बिटवीन 5 to 10% ऑफ द इनिशियल कॉस्ट ऑफ द ट्रॅक्टर पर इयर साठी कॅल्क्युलेशन करतो म्हणून ते एच न डिवाइड केलं पाहिजे. मी तुम्हाला कॅल्क्युलेशन करताना सांगेल ते. तर आपण प्रॉब्ली 10% ऑफ द इनिशियल कॉस्ट घेतो ते रिपेअर अँड मेंटेनन्स. ट्रॅक्टरच्या 10% म्हणजे आता समजा 1 लाखला आपण काहीतरी घेतलं, त्याच्या 10% 10,000 आलं. पण त्याला डिवायडेड बाय तुम्ही काय केलं पाहिजे, एच केलं पाहिजे ना, एच आणि एल न. म्हणजे हे तुमचं काय होईल, पर इयरचं मिळेल एच न डिवाइड केल्यानंतर. आणि एल न डिवाइड केलं तर पर आवर मिळेल. आपलं कॅल्क्युलेशन हे सर्वच्या सर्व रुपीज पर आवर मध्ये काढायचे. वेजेस इट इज कॅल्क्युलेटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऍक्च्युअल वेजेस ऑफ द ड्रायव्हर. सो राईट डाऊन ऑल these terms or these all these things and tell me if you have finished the fuel cost, then oil cost, repair and maintenance cost, and the wages of the operator. Write down all these terms. Operating cost is also known as a variable cost. Do it fast because we have to solve some examples on this. And tell me if you have finished. Okay. Why these people are joining, still joining? Why? What is the problem for this? Pranik, I have finished all these terms. Write it as fast as possible. Fuel cost, then lubricant cost, and repair and maintenance, wages of the operator is calculated on the basis of actual wages of the driver. Right?
Sir,
This comes
completed.
as, yes, because I'm not getting the sound. So some the headphone, there is a problem in the headphone. It is not my headphone. I'm using another person's headphone, so it has some problem. I'm actually your I'm not getting your voice. Okay, completed. If you don't have complete, then you can complete it. Those the remaining students can complete it. तर बाकीचे स्टुडंट हे कम्प्लीट करा, ज्यांचं राहिलंय ते पटकन, फास्ट, गो फास्ट. And on this Sunday, I will take your lecture at 11 at 11 a.m. Okay, at 11 a.m. there is an extra lecture regarding guidance of or about you can say it is related to midterm. I will put one or two Google quiz today, and also on Sunday also I will put one another quiz, 2 3 quizzes, and then we will get idea about the objective and all that. I will tell you the pattern, syllabus on Sunday, on 27th September. I will explain all those things at 11. Okay, at 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. I will put such notification on the Google Classroom, and the link will be provided before 10 minutes or the 15 minutes. Then you can join, and I will explain the pattern of the midterm and all that. Okay, then write down this problem. Write down this problem. Though actually the figures are very old, just it is given in the problem. So write down this problem. Calculate the cost of operation of 35 HP tractor. Write down this problem. Then we will solve this example. How to calculate cost of operation of 35 HP tractor per hour. And HP hour. Initial cost of the tractor is 5,50,000. Life of the tractor is 12 years. Number of working hours are 1,200 per year. It is given. If it is not given working hours, if working hours not given, you have to take 1,000 hours. Interest on the capital is given. It is 10%. It is given. If not, it is given. You have to assume it. Cost of the diesel is given. It is a 50. Now it is not 50. It is just the values are before 10 years. Fuel consumption is 5 liter per hour. If it is not given, if you have to assume wages of the driver is rupees 60,000 per annum. It is per year. Per annum means per year it is given. You have to calculate per hour. Lubricant cost is 35% of the fuel cost. Repair and maintenance is 10% of the initial cost. Housing, insurance and taxes is 1% each of the initial cost. 1.5% of of the initial cost. So write down this problem. Then we have to solve this problem. Don't leave the meeting because we have to solve the problem. The problem has to be solved.
Sir, questions are paste the.
Okay, write down this one. And if you have finished, then you can. I will take attendance later also. So in the chat box, you can. Okay, okay. This is the question. Write down this one. Calculate the cost of operation of 35 HP tractor per hour, HP hour, also in HP hour. Initial cost of the tractor is 5 lakh. It is the old values are they are the old values, but you can still solve this problem according to the values mentioned in the problem. Then write down the problem. Calculate the cost of operation of 35 HP tractor. calculate the cost of operation of 30. Okay, if you have finished, then you can put in the chat box that have you finished writing the problem or not yet, Atharva, Prachi, Ketan.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
finish.
okay. I am getting the voice somewhat. Uh, okay, those who have not finished it can keep writing. Then, because we have to calculate all these costs. This problem is common for theory and practical also. The problem is common for theory as well as for the practical. And if you have finished, have you finished or not yet? Okay, some students have finished. If those who haven't finished, write it properly. The example, write it properly. Okay, if you have finished, I'm still giving you the 2 minutes. Then we have to solve the example. I'm still giving you the 2 minutes so that all the students can finish writing. Then we'll start solving this problem. You can, those who have finished, the students can write the given data. This is the given data. Given data. Write down the given data. C is the capital cost, which is 5,50,000. L is the service life, 12 hours. But the service life of tractor is 15 hours. About though it is given it is 12 hours. If it comes for the objective or like that, you have to mention it as a 15 years. Working hours we can take averagely 1,000. It is now in the problem it is given working hours per hour per year. It is given 1,200 hours per year. Interest rate it is given 10%. If it is not given, we have to assume it as 12 to 15% or like that. Interest is 10%. These are the given things. Cost of diesel is rupees 50 per hour. Fuel consumptions. Write down the given data. The fuel consumption 5 liter per hour. Wages of operator rupees 36,000 per annum means it is yearly. Lubricant cost is 35% of the fuel cost. Repair and replacement or repair and maintenance cost is 10% of the initial cost. Housing, taxes and insurance 1% each of the initial cost. 1.5% of the initial cost of the tractor. So write down this given data, and after finishing this, we will solve this problem. Write down the given data. Do it fast. Tirthraj, you have finished the good thing, but other has to be do that. So initial cost is this, the service life. So write down all these given things so that write this given data as quick as possible. So write down these things as quick as possible. C is the initial cost of the tractor. Write down the L, service life, H, working hours per year. I is the interest rate of the bank, cost of the diesel, fuel cost, wages of the driver, lubricant cost, repair and replacement cost, housing, taxes, and insurance. Okay, have you finished writing the given data? Ketan, okay, you have completed. Given is completed given data. Who is this? Okay, now we have to calculate the fixed cost. Fixed cost, start writing the fixed cost in that first. Actually, this is the first thing we have to calculate the depreciation. The depreciation is calculated as D is equal to C minus S divided by L into H. So D is calculated. So initial cost is 5,50,000. 10% of the 5,50,000 means 5,50,000 is multiplied by 10 divided by 100. It should be divided by 100. I will show you how to do that. 55,000, 5,50,000. Then it is multiplied by 10 and then it is divided by 100. Like this, you have to calculate what is S. S is sorry. S is calculated like this. Okay. I have just shown you. Not necessary to write like that, but the salvage value is calculated like this. This is the salvage value. 5,50,000 multiplied by 10% divided. I mean, in fraction, it should be divided by 100. Okay. Then it is divided by 12. 12 is the service life of the tractor. Generally, it is 15 years. Generally, working hours are 1,000. It is given that it is 1,200 or 1,200, and it comes out to be rupees per hour. It is rupees per hour. Rupees 34.375 per hour. Salvage value is not given, hence it is taken as 10% of the. Have finished the depreciation. Hello.
Yes.
Have you finished the depreciation? Okay. Okay. If you have finished the depreciation, then we will calculate the next term. We will calculate the next term. Fix the cost. Say this is the second number. We are calculating the fixed cost. In that, the second term is interest. Calculate interest. Interest is calculated as C plus S divided by 2 into I upon H. C is the capital cost, 5,50,000 plus salvage value. Salvage value, it will be a 55,000. Salvage value will be a 55,000. 10% of 5,50,000. It will be a 55,000. If you calculate the salvage value, it will come 55,000 divided by 2 because the average of C and S. I interest rate is given 10. It should be divided by 100. Percent will be it will be in fraction. It should be divided by 100. And H is the service life. Sorry, working hours per year. Working hours per year it is 1,200. H is 1,200. Service life. Actually, working hours per year. They are given 1,200. And if you calculate this, your interest will be 25.20. It is in rupees per hour. So finish it as early as possible. Interest, we are calculating the fixed cost, we are calculated depreciation, and the second term now it is interest. We are calculating the interest and it is calculated like this. So do it fast. And if you have finished, then let me know that if you have finished or whether you have finished or not. Okay, Pranika, Prachi, okay, have you finished? Okay, thank you, Nitin, Nikita, sorry, Ketan, okay, thank you. Okay, the interest is calculated in rupees per hour. Now you have to calculate housing, uh, insurance, and taxes because all are 1.5%. 1.5% of the initial cost. How it is calculated, I will tell you how it is calculated. Maybe okay, I will put the formula here. Housing or all that, how it is calculated. C is the capital cost of the tractor. Then it should be multiplied by 1.5% because it is given, divided by 100. Then again it is multiplied by or divided by 1 upon 1 upon means it is divided by that, h are the working hours per year. Why it is divided by h means c is multiplied by 1.5% means it is divided by 100. Then all these things are divided by h are the working hours. H is the working hours per year. It has to be done to convert in rupees per hour. We know that working hours are 1200 or 1200, and if all these term means all these values are put into that, then it is not the interest, it is actually it is the housing. Actually we are calculating, we are calculating the housing. This is the housing actually, housing. This is the housing, and it is coming 6.87. Similarly you get the insurance, similar formula you have to use, and similar rate is there. So insurance will be similarly 6.87, taxes also 6.87. Similarly you have to calculate like that, because housing taxes and insurance, housing insurance taxes, it is 1.5% of the initial cost of the tractor. So all values will be same, 6.87, 6.87 rupees per hour, rupees per hour. So write down about the housing, insurance, and taxes. Then the total fixed cost. Total fixed cost. This is your depreciation. This is interest we have calculated. This is housing. This is insurance, and this is the tax. And it will be in rupees per hour. It is in rupees per hour. You should know that. In rupees in 1 hour, rupees per hour. Okay, it should be in rupees per hour, 80.19. Okay, this is the total fixed cost. Have you finished this or not? Okay, have you finished writing this housing insurance taxes? Yeah, okay. Total fixed cost per hour, it will be 80.19. Okay. Now, this is the operating cost. You have to calculate the operating cost. First term is fuel cost. First term is the fuel cost. It is just 50 multiplied by 5 because the rate of that what you can say the rate is given means the fuel consumption म्हणजे एका तासाला किती लिटर fuel लागतं fuel consumption is 5 liter per hour and the rate is given it is the old values rate is given 50 so 50 multiplied by 5 it will be 250 per hour this is rupees per hour 250 per rupees per hour then lubricant cost okay this is the second thing the lubricant cost. हा काहीतरी रेंजला प्रॉब्लेम आहे रेंजला ते काहीतरी झालं मग लाईटच नव्हती मगाची मग काय झालं नेमकं हा नाही माझं ते झालं बीएसएनएल बंदी okay so the lubricant cost is calculated like this okay we have calculated that lubricant cost is taken as 35% 35% of the fuel cost so 250 divided by 35 divided by 100 it will be a lubricant cost then this is your third term. Repairs and maintenance, it is taken as 10% of the initial cost. And a replacement, this is something, okay. Repair and maintenance cost, repairs and maintenance or repair and replacement cost, 5,50,000 divided by 10 divided by 100, multiplied by 1 upon H. H are the working hours. It should be divided by the working hours. So that the cost will be in rupees per hour. This is the cost in rupees per hour. So 5,50,000 divided by 10 multiplied by 100 10 divided by 100 and it is also divided by 1,200 means it is divided by H or the working hours. So the repair and maintenance will be in 45.83. If you have finished then the wages of operator this is the fourth calculations. Wages of hello हो बीएसएनएल पण बंद आहे हो दोन्ही बंद आहे so the fuel cost so the fuel cost we have calculated lubricant cost repair and maintenance wages of the operator because per year the wages of operator is 36,000 we have to calculate in rupees per hour so it is divided by the working what are the working hours we have taken it is 1,200 so it will be rupees 30 per hour like that. Now the total operating cost is equal to fuel cost, lubricant cost, the repair and maintenance or repair and replacement cost and wages of the operator it will be 413.33 413.33. So total operating cost or variable cost is equal to 413.33. Write it as fast as possible. Write this operating cost as quickly as possible. Hello. Have you finished writing or not yet? This. Hello. Okay, I have finished. Okay. Now the last thing. Total cost of operation in per hour. So total fixed cost plus total operating cost. Do the summation of this. Then it will be a 49.53. This is the total cost of operation per hour. Then calculate total cost of operation per hour per HP per hour. So it is a 35 HP. Just divide it by 35. हेलो 30 होता है ना सकाळी तुला नाही म्हटलं होते फ्रीजवर ठेवतो आणि तिथं पण ठेवलं पण ते हे करून घड्याळवरून नाही ठेवतोय म्हटल्यानंतर तुला नाही सांगितलं का ते तीन प्रिंट इथे 3 जणांच्या ठेवतोय ते घड्या घातलेले अशा घड्या इथून त्याला फोल्ड केलेले फ्रीजवर आहे ना ते So write down this total cost of operation per hour, total fixed cost plus total operating cost. It will be 493.52. Then the total operating cost for actually it will be okay something. Okay, just I am unable to edit. It will be in rupees per HP per hour because this is in rupees per hour. Then when it is divided by HP, when it is divided by HP, so it will be in rupees per HP per hour. The this is 14.14. Have you finished or not? This I will take more problems also on this. This is not the last problem. I will take one or two problems on this so that you can understand this concept or how to calculate the cost of operation. So when it is divided by HP, it will be in. Okay, if you have finished, you can leave the meeting because the lecture is over. You can leave the meeting, no problem. So it is all over about all about this cost of operation.